Please give it up for J. Grant Maloney.
Well, can you hear me okay? Okay, good. Hey, good morning, everybody. Yes, so anyway, let's have a look. We're going to start. Yes, that's the one. Okay, so it's not working. There we go. So my name is J. Grant Maloney. I'm a researcher by Air France-KLM. I've been working for the company for about 24 years now, a long, long time. Lots of different positions within the company. But since the last few years, been really concentrated on new technologies, XR technologies and AI technologies, to see what these things can be for us and be for us in the future. I'm also a fanatical guitar player. I'm rubbish at it, but I'm fanatical about it. I collect guitars. So I live here in Holland. I have a Dutch wife. I'm British, from Wales originally. But anyway, today I want to give you a little bit of a journey through what we're doing within the KLM. Because we're doing some pretty exciting stuff, and some stuff which is really right out there at the moment, definitely for our customers. So we're going to go for it. First things first, about our team. So we have, within the KLM, within Amsterdam, we have a team of about 17, 18 people. Our team consists of our manager, there, a few programmers. There's also a programmer there as well, and a 3D designer and an animator. Brilliant people, make fantastic products. And of course, we do research. We do real research, not research just to see how things work, but we do academic research as well. So we do lots of things with universities, with the TU Delft, which is a big university here in Holland. We do lots of really academic research to see the things that we're doing, if they really have an effect on the things that we want to get done. Here, you can see a little bit of a collection of some of the products which we've made over the last few years. We have the Jetway Bridge, which probably is quite known by a lot of you. Yeah, when you walk onto a plane, you usually go through a Jetway Bridge. We've made this simulation to train people to use this properly, and it saves us a lot of money and a lot of time when people use this. Pushback training, so when a plane is on the taxi place, the plane gets pushed back to its takeoff place. We train our new people to actually push the planes back in virtual reality. It works very well because for the simple reason, if you create an accident with these sort of things, it's going to cost a lot of money. So we do this virtually, and it works very well. A new training which we just made, fire safety. This is one of my favorite trainings. It's fantastic. It's really complex to do this in a real plane, of course. So we've simulated and virtualized this, and when you use this, when you do this, it feels real. It feels like you're really there. You actually put the helmet on, the fire helmet, everything. It's really nice. Another one, which I'll be coming back to later because I want to go deeper into this one, is virtual vitality, which is not a training. It's more of a simulation. It's more of a health-based application. But I'll come into the details later. And of course, we can't leave out the cockpit, of course. We train our pilots. If you look at what pilots do, they simulate, and they go into the simulators, they do ground procedures and they do flight procedures. So we said, wait a minute, let's have a look at the ground procedures, because that flight simulator is a very expensive thing. So we separated the ground procedures and flight procedures. So now our new pilots, they're getting familiarization with the ground procedures in virtual reality. So from home, they can sit down and they can do it, instead of going to a very expensive flight simulator. This works very well, and they're very fond of this training. Slide draft. When a plane lands on the sea, boom, the slide comes out. Impossible, almost impossible to train in real life, because you're not going to put a plane in the sea. The way we used to do this is we had a big hangar with a rump of a plane. We put the rump in, and there'll be a slide that would come out, and all the stewardesses and the stewards, they would just slide into a swimming pool. It sounded like great fun. And it was. They all started to laugh and had fun. But it's a serious thing. It's a very serious thing. You can't really train this in real life often. So we virtualized it now, and the training is completely different. It's used daily, and it's also certified. So people have to do this. It's part of the training within the KLM. 360 walkarounds. We have lots of planes. There are lots of different places in the planes that need to be looked at. We need to get people familiar with the planes. And so we have lots of our planes in 360, which you can walk around in different places. Very good training. And last but not least, cabin communication. Our pilots, and I think most pilots in most airlines, they have the tendency to stay in the cockpit. They don't actually, not all of them like to go to talk to the customers if there's something wrong, or if something needs to be communicated. So we decided to make a training for them, to train them. And I'll show you now how they're going. So this is a reel.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Clear. Gear up.
Cool, huh? These are real nice products, and they're used daily. They're real products used daily. We only do, so most of these are sort of internal trainings, but we also look at other things as well. We also look at improving the customer experience. So think about in-flight entertainment. We're looking at experiments for this sort of thing. But also, we're looking at things which don't exist. Now, for an airline to talk about virtual travel is always a difficult thing, but there's a reason behind it. What we did a little research a few years ago, and we looked at the whole world population very roughly, and we wanted to see how many people actually travel from 30 kilometers from their village or town or whatever in the whole world, using boat, train, whatever mode of transport. And we came across that it completely surprised me as well, but it's 15% of the world population. It's 15%. That's I thought it'd be somewhere in the 70s, but it's 15%. So we said, wait a minute, well, what's our share in that 15% then as Air France-KLM? It's really small. It's 0.1% or something in the total transport. So we started thinking, well, what about the other 85%? There's a market there for something. So we're looking to maybe experiment with this market, with virtual travel. We're making these technologies, we're using them as an enabler to give everybody the chance to experience travel, to experience going places, to get things done. And it's really, really cool. And we do lots of things with these sort of things, and we're looking right into the future. We're doing things which other companies are not doing, and that makes it really cool, this job. But anyway, I promised you I wanted to come back to this one, because this one is, well, I'll tell you about it first. Watch the film, we'll go into it in a minute.
KLM heeft een programma ontwikkeld waarbij cabin crew door gebruik van virtual reality kan ervaren hoe het is om weer aan de slag te gaan na een langere periode van niet werken.
Goedemiddag, welkom.
Door middel van deze technologie kunnen medewerkers op een levensechte manier ervaren en beleven hoe het is om weer aan het werk te zijn. In virtual reality wordt het werk uit de lucht naar de grond gehaald en KLM wil hiermee de drempel verlagen om vervolgens weer in de lucht aan de slag te gaan. In de virtual reality omgeving volgt de medewerker stap voor stap een werkdag. Vanaf dat je je thuis voorbereidt tot het moment dat je aankomt in je hotel. Het gebruik van VR in het reïntegratieproces is nieuw en KLM is hiermee de eerste luchtvaartmaatschappij ter wereld die hier gebruik van maakt. Door deze toevoeging van technologie wil KLM dat medewerkers weer met zelfvertrouwen aan de slag gaan en tegelijkertijd het reïntegratieproces van medewerkers versnellen, met de focus op de duurzame inzetbaarheid van de medewerkers.
Why is this important to me? This project. I've been working in this business now for about 35 years, so I'm old. I'm almost finished. And you don't get that chance very often to do something which is really, really, really simple, which has a massive effect. I even still get emotional thinking about it now. It really, really got me to the core. We did an experiment with our colleagues, and they were real colleagues. They were out of the running for a year or maybe sometimes 2 years. And if you're a cabin attendant, when you become sick, you leave the aircraft and then you start to leave the company. It feels like you're leaving the company. And then to go back after your reintegration, back into the plane, it's a massive, massive step. Because you're in a plane, you make the decision, you go on the fly. You can't turn back once you're in a plane, you can't stop the plane. And we have quite a few colleagues who have this situation. So what we did, we experimented with virtual reality. We actually made a journey from home all the way through our crew center, to the airplane, into the hotel room, and back to see, together with the TU Delft and with our medical experts, to see what the effect would be. As I said, I've been in IT a long time, and I'm a real ITer, so I'm used to these things in zeros and ones, but I came across things which I'd never thought I'd ever see in my life. I've seen people jumping up for joy, I've seen people crying, I've seen people being sick. And it just came home to me in that instant. This technology is so powerful. It has the potential to really change things, and change things instantly. Today, we had people, they've been out for 1.5 years, they went back to work the next day. Yeah? The other side of the coin as well, we had people that said, I do not want to do this anymore. Fantastic, because you want to help these people. There was one woman, I'll never forget it. She went through the process, and she came by the place where the crew have to give their baggage off. And she put her baggage in, and she was stiff. Tears running down her cheeks, really, 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 really upset, shaking. And I said, what's going on? She said, listen, I've been looking at this moment now in my head for the last 1.5 years, and I could never get over this moment, because as soon as I put that bag onto the baggage rack, then I've made the commitment that I'm going to fly. That was her thing. We put her through that system 10 times in 2 days. She went back to work 2 days later. It's incredible to actually see this, to actually see also another person. She went through the process. She said, I'll just do the test because, I'm okay, no problems. She went all the way through the test. She came to the hotel room. And all of a sudden, she started crying, and she started to get really emotional. And I said, what's going on? She said, I've been looking for this moment for the last 2 years. I didn't know what was wrong with me. Now I know. I was left alone when I was on a crew journey in India, and I couldn't get hold of my colleagues, and this is the moment, this is what I have to get over. We got it over it, and she went back to work within a week. And this is simple. This is 360 video. This is putting something together just to give people a journey through. It's exposure therapy, but it's powerful. And we thought everybody's doing this. So we went to the universities, went to the university in Amsterdam here, to ask them, who's doing this? There are lots of blogs, lots of vlogs, but nobody has written any scientific papers about these sort of things. But we're doing that now, together with universities. There's a paper being written at the moment as we're speaking. But the most important thing is this. This project changed me. And I think that's important. It changed me as a person. I went home to my wife, and she said, you've changed. I said, I haven't. She said, you've changed. I said, I haven't. She said, you've changed. So I said, okay, is it good or bad? She said, it's good. So I went out and bought a new guitar. I thought, you don't get these chances often, so I'm going to buy a new guitar. And that worked well. So I'm just saying, these technologies really have the potential to change things. But we're going to go down now to the next level. Because if you look at our journey, which we've done as XR COE within KLM, we started by just looking what these things were, what this technology could do for us. We started to identify use cases, and then we industrialized. This is very important for adoption, industrialization. It's not only making nice products, it's being able to support the products, being able to update the products, being able to look at the usability. You have to have the whole thing, otherwise it's not going to work. It's a big wall which you'll have to break through, always. And now we're going to the next one. And here is the real future. XR and AI together. So, let's give a few examples. Recruitment. If you look at our recruitment process within the KLM, it needs modernization. And we're not the only company that needs this. Lots of companies need this. We see massive potential in AI. Because our recruitment process at the moment is pretty predictable. If you want to become a stewardess, you can literally go online and find the answers which you need to get to the next phase. And then you can also find people who will coach you to get through that process to get you into the KLM. And this could be a problem for us. Why? Because what you get then, you get people who are coached to go into the position, but they actually don't have the qualities or the skills to do it. So what happens then, along the line, they get sick. And that has an effect on the bottom line again. So we said, wait a minute, let's stop this. Let's go back to the cause. Where's the cause? And it's right at the front. We said, let's see if we can make our recruitment process unpredictable. So instead of knowing what's going to happen, nobody knows what's going to happen. And we are now in the process of making this. We're really making this. Yeah. So this, and our approach is, as I said, high pressure simulations. You know, drunken passengers, passengers who are scared to fly. Think of any scenario which you've ever seen in a plane. You can simulate it in VR with AI. And you want the right people. But anyway, we've also looked at other environments, well, office environments. So this guy is called Richard, and he's very irritating. But what we're trying to do is to create in virtual, but also in mixed reality, real-life avatars who are unpredictable. So they can train you. We have a good example is within Air France and KLM, with French managers who have to work with Dutch teams, and Dutch teams have to work with French managers. And there's a big culture difference. This huge. So we're trying to figure out how can we help these people in that. So what we're actually building is project managers or Richards or whatever to see if that helps. Let's see if we can get this example to go.
I went to control the situation today, and I see it's a red room.
Hold on a second. Are you saying the control didn't follow my instructions and went ahead with the red room instead of the blue room? That's not acceptable. I made it clear what I wanted, but it seems like my direction was completely disregarded.
Okay, Rick, I understand that you think like this, but you are responsible, so that means that I want you to fix this immediately. Could you do this for me, please?
So, you're placing the responsibility solely on me?
Yes.
I understand that I am ultimately responsible for the project, but I clearly communicated my expectations to control.
Okay,
This mistake
Rick,
shouldn't have
sorry,
happened in the
Rick, I'm sorry to interrupt, but again, you are the project manager. It is your responsibility to do the right things in your project. So I would like you to go today and...
Anyway, the conversation goes on and on and on. It takes me a lot of time, because there's nothing scripted here. Nothing at all. It takes me a lot of time to convince him that he has to do his work. And this is at the moment, we're also able to interrupt, and it's also real time. So there's almost no latency, which is really cool. But you can also interrupt, but we're looking at getting the other way around, that he interrupts me. That's going to be the powerful thing. Then it's going to be a real conversation. This is a prototype which we built, Theo, a year ago. Something like this, huh? We're really a lot farther than this at the moment. We can't show it yet, but next time. We also do it in mixed reality.
Hey, Rick. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Theo, what can I do for you?
Hi, Rick. Very glad that you came today, but I'd like to talk to you about your project if possible. We discussed last week that the project which we're doing for the Jones customer, we had to paint a blue room, but I went to look today and I saw that it was a red room. Could you explain?
Going back to this one again. Oh, I'm losing my voice. We got this one so that actually it can walk into the room. It can sit down on a chair. You're in a room waiting on the table, and this avatar will come to you. We're making it real, making it really real. But we see lots of benefits in it. And it's definitely with the AI and VR together, or XR. Of course, realistic and virtual environments. But the unpredictability is, for me, the most important thing. We want to make sure that everything that happens, of course, within certain borders. You're not gonna scrape the whole internet, but you need to do it within the company borders to make sure the things that we do are good and robustness. It's going to save a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money, and it's going to be better training, more quality, and we can measure it as well. That's very good. But there are some challenges on the long way. Of course, the big one. Your European AI regulations. We have a big breakdown of where we have to take into consideration, and we follow the line. To be totally and utterly honest with you, we're very because we're a big company, we're a Dutch company. We have to follow the rules and regulations, but they're very strict sometimes, and sometimes a little bit frustrating as well. Because if you look at the OpenAI versions or the American versions, they, definitely with the emotions, they work a lot better than the European model, because in the European model it's been capped. We've tested this, we know it, we know how it works. And privacy is also a big thing. Well, this data is going to go everywhere. There's lots of things are being said. Can you actually use this in an interview process? Can you actually allow an AI to say no? You will not get the job. You can't. According to European rules, you cannot do this. So we have to find ways to make this work for us, and this is what we're looking at the moment, trying to figure out how we can get this done. And of course, end of the line, everything we make. And personally as well, has to be ethical. I believe highly. One of my personal things, it has to do something good, and it has to be right, and it has to feel okay. So we look at this as well. And in the end, our vision is to create trainings and environments which work and which help us, and which we can expand. Because if you make it once, Theo and me were talking the week about a box LLM, where we can run this local, we can put our own information in it, but it's got emotions, it's got real emotions. What we're looking for. We've tried all markets all over the place. We cannot find anything yet, so we're looking to build it ourselves at the moment. I think if we get this done, we can use this everywhere for everything, and it has to be, of course, scalable. We have to use it in different places, in different businesses at the same time. And last but not least, that's to deliver for the company. So these are a few of the use cases which we're looking at to test with the XR and AI. We think there's a huge potential in this if we can get it done right. I'm not really that super concerned about the technology. My personal worry is the regulationing from everything. I think that's going to be the biggest challenge. Oh, that's not bad. 5 minutes to go. That was it.